Now, let's go on to problem number 4. Problem 4. The sine button on your calculator is not working. Explain in words another way to find the missing angle, or the missing side. Find the missing side without using the sine button. Let's see what we know. Okay. From here, we have 46 degrees. We have y, and we have 12. And this obviously would be opposite over hypotenuse. So this one would be a sine problem. We would take the sine of 46 is equal to 12 over y. But if your sine button is broken, we can change our perspective, can't we? What do we know this angle must be? We know that angle must be its complement. So we could actually calculate that other angle by just taking 90 minus 46 and getting 44 degrees. So we know that this angle up here is 44 degrees. Now, let's say we're not going to use the 46. We're going to use the 44. What do we know that this ratio is now? This ratio now has become the cosine. So we can take the cosine of 44 is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So we can take 12 over y. And we can solve it. So that is what you would do to find the side, or the missing side, given that you couldn't use the sine button. So remember, the sine of 46 is equal to the cosine of 44. Because these two angles are what? Complementary. Okay? And I'll go through a couple more examples in just a second. Let's go ahead and solve it. Okay, so we're going to do a cross product here. And this one's harder because our variable's in the bottom. So 12 times 1 is 12. And then I'm going to find the cosine of 44. This is forward, so I'm just going to do the regular cosine button, not an inverse, of 44. And I get 0.7193. 0.7193 times y, right? And then divide both sides by that decimal, 0.7193. So I'm going to take 12 divided by 0.7193, and I'm going to get 16.7, okay? So y is 16.7. So that's the hypotenuse. Oops, that's a 7, not a 6. Okay, so that is how you would find that missing side using a different trig function. Okay, but let's stop for a second and just review the concept of what's going on there. Okay, so let's do some examples real quick. The sine of 15 is going to equal to the cosine of what angle? Well, we know that if we find the complement of 15, then that's going to be the correct answer. So all we have to do is take 90 minus, 15, sorry about that, and you get 75. Okay, so let's see if you guys can do another one. The sine of 60 is equal to the cosine of 30. Good. It's because these two add to 90. These two add to 90. So that's what that last problem was kind of getting at, was that the cosine and the sine have to be of angles are as long as they're complementary angles. Okay.